Alfred the Great was a king of Wessex from 871 to 899. He prevented England from falling to the Danes and promoted literacy. When he was born in 849, it seemed unlikely that Alfred would ever be king, since he had 4 older brothers and did not have a strong desire to rule. He had more of an interest in scholarly pursuits. He yearned for Latin learning and visited Rome in 853 and 855. Alfred didn't have much of an opportunity to acquire the education he desired until much later in his life. Alfred received an education in military arts and started active service in 868, when he and his brother King Ethelred I went to help Burgred of Mercia against a great Danish army. The Danes refused to battle and peace was made. That same year, Alfred married Ealhswith, a woman descended from Mercian kings. The wedding ceremony took place in the royal villa of Sutton Courtenay. The festivities lasted long into the night. During the festivities, however, Alfred fell ill with some kind of intestinal discomfort. This would last the rest of his life. Ealhswith and Alfred had 5 children together who survived infancy, and they may have had more children who died in infancy but were never recorded. Their oldest surviving child was a daughter named Aethelfled. She married Ethelred of Mercia and was a formidable warrior who fought the Vikings. She was known as the Lady of the Mercians. Another daughter was named Ethelgafu and was the abbess of Shaftesbury. Their next child was a son named Edward, and he would succeed his father as Edward the Elder or King Edward I. Their next child, Ethelred, married Count Baldwin of Flanders and was an ancestress of Matilda of Flanders, who married William the Conqueror. Their youngest child was a son named Ethelwerd. Like his father Alfred, Ethelwerd showed a strong interest in learning and was educated in his father's school at court. In 871, the Danes invaded Wessex, and Ethelred and Alfred fought many battles against them. Ethelred died in 871 and Alfred succeeded him as king. After an unsuccessful battle at Wilton, Alfred made peace with the Danes. The Danes would not attack again until 876. The Danes invaded Wessex again, retired in 877 and re-attacked in 878. They established themselves at Chippenham, and the West Saxons submitted except King Alfred. He harassed the Danes from a fort in Somerset and gathered an army. They defeated the Danes at the Battle of Edington. They surrendered, and their king Guthrum was baptized, with Alfred as his sponsor. The Danes then settled in East Anglia. There was a period of peace in Wessex until 885, when Alfred repelled an invasion of Kent by a Danish army supported by the East Anglian Danes. In 886, he took the offensive and captured London, a success that brought all the English not under Danish rule to accept Alfred as king. Alfred met another serious attack by a large Danish force from Europe in 892, and it was not until 896 that the fighting stopped. Throughout the war, Alfred had old forts strengthened and new ones built at strategic sites. Arrangements were made for continual manning and maintenance of these sites. Alfred reorganized his army and used ships against invaders from 875. He had larger ships built for use against raids. Alfred's friendly relations with Mercia and Wales also helped Alfred's defences. Welsh rulers supported him and supplied troops for his army in 893. Alfred was successful in governance as well. He was good at organizing finances and scrutinized the administration of justice. He protected the weak from oppression by corrupt judges. He made an important code of laws after studying the principles of law in the Bible and the codes of Kent, Wessex, and Mercia. He limited the practice of blood feud and imposed heavy penalties for breach of oath or pledge. Alfred shared the view that only through learning could men acquire wisdom and live in accordance with God's will. During the lull from attacks between 878 and 885, Alfred invited scholars from throughout Europe to his courts to educate people. Being fluent in Latin, Alfred translated many books into English. He directed all young men to learn English. Alfred's reign also saw new buildings built and art created. Foreign craftsmen were attracted to his court. Alfred had little success in reviving the monastic life. He founded a monastery and nunnery, but there was little enthusiasm from the English for monastic life until the revivals of the European continent in the 10th century. Alfred passed away on the 26th of October 899. His wife Ealhswith passed away 3 years later on the 5th of December 902. She was buried in the old minster next to Alfred. Their son Edward finished his father's project of building the new minster at Winchester and had his parents' relics transferred there when it was completed. Alfred's memory lived on through the Middle Ages and in legend as a king who won victory even in the most hopeless of circumstances.